we are replacing the heater core on this 75 C10. So I got the replacement one, found this one on Amazon. Pretty cheap, not too bad. So let's get it thrown on in. We have to remove the entire HVAC box under the dash to get to it. So there's going to be 3, maybe 4 nuts on this side that we get to, and we got to remove the heater lines, obviously. So these are 7/16 nuts. First one is up top here. That's the only one I can actually see. The other 2, I know there's one in the bottom right corner, and then there's one that's supposed to be hidden somewhere under the dryer area. I got the 2 speed nuts off on the right side. The left one here is really difficult to see, so I'm going to try removing the hoses first, see if that helps me. I've loosened the clamps. Now it's just a matter of, will this come out? Just working on this bottom hose, and it's really in there. I think I'm actually pulling the tube out of the heater core. Okay, cut up the hose, so at this point I have to cut the hose anyways. I guess I'll just cut it because that's not coming out. Well, I got the 2 heater core lines out. The copper tubing pulled out of the heater core itself. And this one I had to cut, but again, the tubing kind of separated on the inside. It's not completely coming out, but it's not doing anything. So yeah, this heater core was just falling apart. Well, using tape on the extension to get it just at the right angle, and then putting it down right about here in the corner, right by all the blower motor relays. So I'm able to get the socket on there, but it doesn't feel like the nut is spinning. So either I'm not on the nut or the nut's not there. It's really hard to tell. So I'm just gonna move forward, and if it doesn't come out, we'll know why. I guess I missed that, but it really doesn't seem like there's a speed nut there. So here on the inside, I already got the glove box out. Mine is not secured, so it just falls out anyways. I already removed the HVAC piece that goes under to the next vent. That's when I was doing all the HVAC stuff in that last video. So we have a few more things to remove, like here's a vent here that needs to be removed. And then this is the giant heater box with all the vacuum switches hooked up to it. So let's start removing what we can see, like this vent, and see what else we got to remove. They should be this size, which I think is 5/16. I believe there's just one bolt over here in the corner. So I removed that, and this thing starts coming down. So there's a lot of vacuum lines and stuff, so I'm going to be a little careful, try not to snag anything up. Okay, so there's some progress. Not sure what we're snagged up on, but we're snagged up on something. But it's come out. Okay, I think I need to disconnect some of these cables. So I guess I'll go ahead and start doing that. Pretty sure there's supposed to be one of those speed nut twisty things on this connection right here, so that cable doesn't pop off. So it's not there. There we go, the heater box is out. So I unplugged the vacuum line that was here, and then there was one here. I left that one over there for the defrost hooked up, since I don't actually need to pull this out of the car. So it's been leaking for a while because this whole section right here is soft. It's just rotten metal. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. 4 bolts all the way around that I am working on removing. And I believe that's it. We might remove this bracket. We'll see. I removed the bracket as well because we need that to slide it on out. So now this should slide out. Oh, we missed one. There's one on the side here. Now, oh, the HVAC line is just unplugged from the head unit, so, or the control unit. So I gotta remember to plug that back in before I'm done. Alright, here we go. This should just slide on out. There we go. Now let's get a better look at this busted heater core. Well, as you can see, it's been leaking for a while. That's all this green stuff. Looks like it was rusted through there. Even leaking on this side. Yeah, so. Not to mention the two fittings pulled out. Remove the two clips. One long skinny one with small bolts, and then another one that was right here. Now this should pop out like it does. And now let's compare new versus old. Now, the tricky thing is going to be, I don't know where this goes. I mean, I know it's that one, I just don't know where exactly. But it kind of looks like this. I would say that lines up just like that. I think so. I think that's we got the right one, and I think this is the orientation we have. So let's clean some stuff up. It leaked some coolant into here, so I gotta clean all this up, and then we'll start putting stuff together. Out with the old, and in with the new. So we got the two brackets in. They line it up perfectly. Now we are ready to throw it in. I did clean up the bottom, like I said. There's supposed to be a seal here. I'm gonna see if I can put something together to seal it up, because that's gonna help keep that warm air away when you're trying to use the AC. Now, if you have any sort of universal weather stripping, that would be perfect, but I don't. So I'm just using some double-sided tape that is real foamy and might do the trick. It's an attempt at least. Okay, so let's line up our items here. So we gotta go in like this. Okay. Well, it wasn't going in it's nice and easy, but it's a pretty tight fit. So I had to just kind of tap on it to get it to go down. And I believe we are all the way, so now we can just throw in the 4 bolts, and that should help pull it down the rest of the way. Alright, we got it reassembled just as we found it. Now we're going to reinstall. So the important thing is the 3 studs. Well, actually, I only see 2 studs. I wonder if the other one rusted and fell off. There's definitely 3 studs. Okay, anyways, let's get this in there and try to not catch any of these wires. Alright, actually, let's connect some of them. I just cleaned up these hoses, got nice, somewhat good, fresh cuts on it now. So now we should be able to just slide it over. We're going to have to move it over since now these hoses are shorter. Really hoping it still fits in this bracket. If not, we might just bend the bracket and make it work still. But, so I wrote it down. We have the one that goes to the engine goes to the bottom, and the one that goes to the radiator goes to the top. This one goes to the radiator, top. This one goes into like intake manifold area. That goes in our bottom. So that's how we're gonna plug them in. Got the interior all back together. We are running. We got heat. That is good. And all the controls here are still working from the last video. So we are good to go. I didn't have any coolant leak out, so I didn't really have a need to bleed, but it was a little low just due to the heater core leaking. So I topped it off, put some in the reservoir, let the engine run with the cap off for a little bit, but that's all, and it seems to be going good. So we got the heater core swapped in this. with no issues really. And it's getting toasty in here due to the heat, so let's switch that back to AC. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.